Hey guys, welcome again to a new video on the Team Gullit channel, and today I'm gonna tell you the ins and outs about tackling in EAFC 24. So obviously, first of all, we need to know what type of tackles we have and how you perform it. So here are the controller settings. If you use Classic, which I think most of you do, some people will probably alternate or a different setup, but I'm gonna tell you how it works when you play on Classic. Then obviously slide tackle is on square, on circle you have standing tackle, on X you have contain, which also is a tackling type if you use advanced defending. But you have those three things, but obviously there are different ways to use it. For example, you also have the R1 tackle. You perform that by R1 while holding your circle. So apart from just the slide tackle, just the normal tackle or the contain, there are also different types of tackles. So let's jump a bit deeper into when to use and when not to use certain types of tackling. Let's start with the most common and, for me, the best way of tackling, just the standing tackle. The standing tackle is the type of tackle you want to use when your opponent is in your box and you are just 1v1 defending, he's twisting and turning, you decide to step one way, you want to go for the ball, you tackle it. If you have exact this situation, you should always go for just a regular standing tackle. So just press your circle button. The standing tackle is not only the best option in your own box, but for me, 90% of the times when I'm on my opponent and I'm trying to press him wherever it is on the pitch, maybe at his box, maybe at the halfway line, when I try to get the ball from him, I try to tackle him with a standing tackle. Now, when should you not be using the standing tackle? The standing tackle can be a bit dangerous because if you miss the tackle, your player will be fully gone and your opponent will have loads of space to work with. That's why you need to be careful about when to use it and when to not use it, because not tackling is also a type of defending, obviously. If you don't tackle, but just use your jockey or maybe even sprint jockey and just wait a bit, try to predict what your opponent is gonna do, and at the right time, you try to go at him and tackle. That's also one of the best ways to defend. Then we also have a R1 tackle, which you perform by holding R1 obviously while pressing your circle button. Me personally, I never use this because I think it's a bit too dangerous. When you miss your regular standing tackle, you already give lots of space, but when you do it with R1, your player will literally be fully gone and your opponent will have so many time to turn and shoot and just do everything what he wants. So that's why I personally never touch the R1 tackle. Then obviously we also have the slide tackle. I know some of you guys just love to do it because sometimes you can just get a Brexit tackle, and I know casual players just love that, but it can also be pretty useful. I would not recommend to use it all the time because it's very dangerous, as I said, but when your opponent is breaking down, has a good counter attack, maybe is going one-on-one and you are just slightly behind or on the side of him, just go for it sometimes. Obviously, you don't want to take the risk to take a red card, so be aware to when to use the slide tackle and to when not. For me, it's even better with taller players like maybe Van Dijk. I know a lot of you guys probably have Laurent Blanc. Players like that are pretty good at performing slide tackles. Obviously, this year we also have the playstyle plus slide tackles, which makes it very overpowered. Players who have this playstyle almost get the ball 100% of the times when they perform a slide tackle. So with players who have that playstyle, you can be a bit less careful, but with players who don't have this playstyle, be aware to when to use it and when to not use it. Last but not least, obviously something that is new this year, the setting of advanced defending. Advanced defending changes your X instead of contain to a type of tackling. It's actually a shoulder attempt, and for me it works pretty well. And the situation you want to use it is when your opponent is running down the line, maybe the byline, maybe the sideline, and when you're walking side to side and you just want to try to push him off the ball, the best thing you can do is to use X, if you had advanced defending of course, and he will put a shoulder attempt on him. Most of the times the defender is stronger than the attacker. Maybe not where your opponent is using Haaland, but 99% of the times the defender will win the ball and you will just win possession pretty easily. As you guys saw in all of these clips, I obviously have the controller input there, but just rewind it, see the situations, try to notice when I use a tackle, when I use the X of advanced defending, when I use maybe a R1 tackle or when I use a sliding tackle, And I'm sure that if you guys watch these situations, because I think there are multiple of them, and I'm sure that if you guys make use of all of these tackling types in the right situations, obviously the thing that I mentioned a lot, which is very important, you guys will become a way better defender in EAFC 24. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. Obviously, don't forget to like, subscribe if you like, put a comment, and obviously turn on your notifications, and I see you guys next time.